A lot of times, that's like the tick. His offensive line has pretty ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. DK Metcalf. Both these teams, no doubt, make it field. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Kenneth Murray, the Chargers' leading tackler, as a rookie last year, in on the stop.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Cousins to throw it. And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. L.A. set to take over again on offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. 3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for L.A. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100.
And the ball is knocked out and picked up by the Chargers. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, as easy these guys wanted to get back in this game. They needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 7 yards to pick up there.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Dances by him. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins gives way to Cook. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Cousins now. He finds his man Johnson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Throwing is Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 2nd and goal, Cousins, touchdown Vikings. Herb Smith Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
On 2nd down, Kamara. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Gabe Neighbors, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Extra point try by Bailey. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. They're going to need to get up and send in a hurry. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Cousins shakes off the sack, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field, and they look to finish strong in this 4th quarter. And this is a unit that certainly has turned things around from a week ago. Just a much more productive all-around ball game. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Kamara. And they'll well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 75 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Chargers, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year.